today's topic, we have learning through competitions. And we have quite an agenda today. And we're going to do a hat walk so that it's basically instead of a catwalk, we're going to do a hat walk. I want to see you guys wearing your hats. And also, we're going to review what we did last week with challenge number 5. And we're going to be learning about how to use Premia Quiz and present challenge number 6. And today we are going to have 2 winners. One is for the winner of the raffle of the people that participated in last week's survey, and we're gonna have a hat day winner, and that winner is gonna be chosen by Miss Michelle, that she's here with us today wearing a very nice hat too. So let's get started. So today for our hat walk, the winner will get a 31 bag sponsored by Michelle. And what I'm gonna do is, since you guys can share your cameras, I know some of you are on the move right now, and you may not share your cameras, but if you guys can turn on your cameras so we can see your hats and see what we have for today and do our hat walk. If you cannot turn on your camera, let me know, because I think yes, I gave you the privilege, the function to turn on your camera. Okay, we have Ross with a cake camera. Who else? Who else wants to share your hat for today? Oh, that's cool. That's hilarious. Who else has a hat to share with us today? So hats are packed. Yeah, don't worry, Miss Condos, I got your message. But once you unpack your hat, you can send it to us. Oh, that's very fancy, Alice. That's quite fancy. Okay. Gloriola. Glory looks like she's going to get some tea. And you guys are those hats are funny. So let's see. I want to take a snap of us with our hats. So I'm going to let you know when I'm ready to take the snap so you can put your best face. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. So I took a snap of us, and let's continue on with what we have for today. There were some funny hats. I like the calamari one. It's funny. So I want to hear from you guys about last week's challenge. Um, who can tell me what was the challenge last week? Who can tell me what was the challenge last week? We were talking about formative assessments. Thanks, Amy. And we were talking about formative assessments in the sense of when you have like worksheets or you have your own research projects you want to give your students, or that maybe you have some document you want to share with your students in a controlled environment. And about that, what tool or what section did we use last week? What was the name of the section or the tool that we used last week? Research. Yes. The section that we used was research, and we had to send for our challenge, we had to send a document with at least like 3 questions. So can somebody tell me about what benefits do you see in the research section? What benefits do you see as a teacher with the research section? You can use the microphone if you don't want to write it down in the chat. You can use the microphone. Let's see. Maybe I find it easier to upload documents. Awesome. And that way it's at a point that it's something that if you like creating your own assessments and personalizing them, you have a way to do that. And as also you get to see your, whose students open already the document. And also the best part is if your student tells you, Miss Hynek, for example, oh, Miss Hynek, I don't have a printer at home, and I cannot complete the assignment. Well, they have an alternative where they don't have to print it. They have a digital text box where they can write down their answers. So that also, it's kind of a, for my point of view, it's one of the best perks that we have right now when it comes to students working from home and using the limited resources that maybe some of them have at home. Ms. Heineck says that I agree with Amy. It is easier to upload. I also think that it's easy to create assessments and have a variety of responses. And it also helps when you want to give them critical thinking questions, but you don't want them to see others' answers like they do on the forum where they can see everyone's responses, and you want them to come up with their own answers and kind of have it a more control environment. So you can give them those critical thinking questions on the research, they answer, and it's more of an individualized aspect, and it's a more individualized environment. I agree, uploading was easy to do and it will be good for an assessment. And also, if you're one of those teachers that like to share with them PowerPoint presentations, you can just do a PDF with the PowerPoint presentation, and at the end of the PDF, you can have the slides with the questions or the instructions for the assessment. And you can just send it as a whole package to them using the research section. Last week's formative assignment was fairly simple. I initially struggled to find out how to upload documents, but once I figured out that I had to create one in Google Docs and then download it as PDF, it went pretty quickly. For me, my student struggles to do things in multiple windows, so this way I could just upload the assignment here and then they just work in one window instead of that. It's very good. That is very nice insight. Yes. Many students struggle like working in one place or staying in center, when they have to kind of multitask, if I may say. So this helps a lot, keeping the students in one place and focus, or more focus in just in one task. So does someone else wants to share their thoughts about the research section? It also helps the students to be more engaged on tasks. Yes, Alice, thank you for your contribution to the conversation. Who else might want to share their thoughts about research? Okay, so moving on from the challenge 5 discussion. Today we're going to be talking about Premia Quiz. Premia Quiz is fairly easy to use, and it's basically you build short, or you build competitions for your students. You can do these competitions for in a specific group of students. You can do it for all your groups of students or just for some of them. The good thing about, or the best part of this, is that besides that it can be personalized, it can have you can collaborate with other teachers and do a multi-subject competition, which means that even if you're a English teacher, you can collaborate with the science teacher, and you can do an English and science competition, or you can build a competition for your students that maybe they are performing on a 5th grade level and you want to keep them engaged. You can build a competition with 5th grade level assessments or questions that they can use. The best part of this is that because it is a competition system, the students don't get the same questions. With this, I mean is that maybe I have Alice open a competition, a competition quiz, sorry. And then I have Ross receive also a competition quiz. But the questions that Alice receives are not the same as Ross. They are all based on the same skills, but they don't get the same questions. So that allows for the students to not share their answers and to keep the competition as clean as possible. And the way the competitions are designed, they also can help the students prep for standardized testing. It is not limited to prep for standardized tests, but they are time measured, and this can help the students work on those skills of time management or completing a test. For competitions, obviously you need to have a the the questions are Common Core standard aligned. They are not aligned to in a specific test, but they are very similar to maps testing, the questions, the design of the questions. Yes, so that can help too. So for competitions, I know obviously students work towards some prizes. Prizes don't have to necessarily be something material. It can be maybe some points of advantage on a test, or maybe skip a homework, or maybe have a privilege seating on the classroom, or these other ideas. So for those of you that maybe don't know, I'm going to show you first, before going into Monica, how can you prepare on PowerPoint an image for a prize. So this is non-Monica related, but it can be used for it can be used in different settings that that you may need in the classroom. So some of you may know this, some of you may not know this. So this is why I'm going to show you. What I am going to do is I'm gonna on PowerPoint, I'm going to, where it says new slide, I'm going to add a new slide, just a basic one. And I am going to write 10 bonus points for the final. So my prize for my students, it's going to be 10 bonus points for the final. So the winner of the competition will get 10 bonus points for his final test. And I'm just going to write down 10 bonus points. If I want to make it very like colorful, I can change, personalize it, and maybe change the font. Maybe I can look for a trophy image and add it to the slide. And I'm just going to copy and paste it, the image in the slide. And then I'm going to save that slide as a picture, and that's all I'm going to do. It's very simple, and that way I can my internet is a little bit slow today, so please let me know if you guys can see everything at a normal speed. Just going to copy this image that I found. Now I'm pasting it here in the slide. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to File, and then I'm going to click on Save As. And on the format, instead of a PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to choose a format that it says JPEG right here. And I'm going to write down the name of the image, 10 points price. Also, you can use this if you are creating maybe a graphic or an infographic for your students, and you cannot find it on the internet, and you want to explain them in a specific concept. You can create your own infographic on PowerPoint and just save it as a JPEG and share it with your students. So I'm going to click on Save, and I'm just going to choose just this one because I don't want to save all the slides, just the one I'm working on. So what I did was I created an image to show my students the prize they're going to get in the Premia quiz. Also, what I showed you can be used for different things for you on the long way in your classroom. Okay, well, now back to Monica. monicaschool.com. Thank you, Ross. It's just for me, the screen, it looks a little slow, but it's catching up. My Monica username, my Monica password, and you can find Premia Quiz in your virtual classroom. Remember that you click on the check mark, and under my dynamic class, that is the second step that you see on screen. Under my dynamic class, you are going to find Premia Quiz. And on screen, you will see the different parts we're going to be completing, or the different fields. And first of all, I'm going to give my competition a name. So for the competition name, I'm going to call it the final race, because this is going to be for bonus points for the finals. And on the description, I'm going to write down, please complete the following quizzes for bonus points in your final. The thing about this is that the students get 2 attempts. So they get to try to compete 2 times for each quiz. They will have 1 quiz per topic. So this is first, I'm going to choose from which date this competition is going to be open. So I'm going to have it from today through August 31st. And I'm going to schedule it from 8 in the morning and to be closed at 10 p.m. each day. Not only these can be used for a big prize, but they can use it to maybe if you have a point system in your classroom and you want to give these competitions to them to accumulate points, maybe to help them with a grade and to keep them motivated and engaged. So you build small competitions throughout the school year. And depending on who participates, or maybe it doesn't have to be only one winner, you can do it maybe for the top 5, the top 3, or the top 10. You get to choose, or you get to be as creative as you need to keep your students motivated, and you know how your students work, so um, you can just know what they like, and maybe one day is for points, maybe the other day is for some school swag, and you get to be, the good thing is you get to be creative. Maybe you can do it once a month, or once a semester, or twice a semester. Yes, school swag. Thanks, Michelle. And maybe now, they can do it for a mask, or they can do it for water bottle. And it's just, they're different, so many different ways that we can get creative with this. So now I'm going to assign it to a group. You don't have to assign it just to one group. If you have several groups of students that you want them to participate in this, you can just choose the different groups. Or maybe you're doing it for students that are a little bit behind. You can create a subgroup of those 10, 15, 20 students that are a little bit behind, and you can create a competition just for them so they can start getting on the process and getting engaged and participating more. So I'm going to choose my mock crew, my amazing summer academy teachers. And these are the several subjects that you can choose from. There are also different levels. So if I know that I have a specific group of students that on English are performing on a 5th grade level, I can create a competition for English, and it get and choose 5th grade, and you get to choose in the topic, or the main topic that you want the competition to be focused. You can choose maybe one unit from 5th grade. In this case, I'm going with writing. And then I will choose from English 8th grade, and also writing, to keep it on the same topic. What I changed was just the level, in what level it's concentrating. If you are collaborating with another teacher, and that teacher maybe is from math, you can just choose math and go to 5th grade or 6th grade, in whatever level they are performing. Or if your class is focused on geometry, I can choose geometry and congruence. And now I'm building a competition that will have a quiz about geometry, a quiz that will have English 5th grade and English 8th grade. And this is based on English, math, and science on the different grade levels. But for now, I'm just going to keep it about English, just one subject. but now you know it's multiple subjects. Now, once I have chosen what my competition is going to be based on, I can assign a prize. So do you remember the image that I created earlier? I'm going to click here on the lens, and I'm going to look for that image. Let me see where I saved it. So it's not on my pictures. Let me see, documents. Here it is. So I chose the image that I created earlier on PowerPoint, and it uploaded. If you don't have a price yet, and you don't know what the price is gonna be yet, what I like to do is I upload a picture that says surprise. So while I figure out what the price is going to be, I just upload a picture that says surprise. Yes, as long as you save the image as a JPEG format while we add other formats, you can use what works for you. So right now, what I have done so far, I'm just gonna recap. I clicked on my dynamic class. I chose Premia Quiz. I gave a name to the competition. I wrote down um, a very short description. I chose the dates from when it's going to start to when it's going to end, and a schedule. This means the competition is going to be open every day from August 5 through August 31st from 8 in the morning till 10 p.m. I assign it to a group, but remember that you can choose several groups. And I chose the subject and grade level, and I chose in a specific topic. You may notice that on the contrary from other cases in Monica, in Premia Quiz, it doesn't allow you to choose the questions. And I'm going to explain why. If you choose the questions you're going to give the students, the same 15 or the same 10 questions is going to be sent to everyone. And we know our students are smart and get creative with this kind of stuff. So someone will do the first try of the questions. They're going to write down the questions. They're going to write down the answers, and they're going to be sharing the answers and the questions. This way, because the pool of questions is so big, the system can choose randomly a different set of questions for each participant. So that is the reason why for the competitions, the teacher doesn't get to handpick each questions, because then everybody will have the same test, and it will be basically an activity instead of a competition. So once I have completed all my all the fields, I'm just going to click on create, and the system will give me a summary of the competitions. It's going to be called this way. The groups I'm assigning it, the itinerary, and the assigned subjects. Once all the details are confirmed, I'm going to click on OK. And the competition has been sent. If I want to see how my students are doing in the competition, you will see a little box like this one next to this red box next to the name or in the corner. And if you click there, you will get a report of the students' participation. For example, here I have a student that has completed one test. It got 6 correct answers, and the total time of completing the test was 3 minutes. If I want to see more in detail how my student did, I'll just click on the name of the student, and I will see here what questions, the ones that he got correct or wrong. And if I click where it says test, it will take me to see the specific questions the student got and what he shows and what was the correct answer. So I can move from one question to the other. Like for example, on exercise 2, the student got this question and it said that the correct answer is outstanding, but my student shows totally fine. And that way, I can also look to see where they had the most difficulty. So what do you guys think so far about this section? What do you guys think so far about what I have shown you through of competitions with Premia Quiz?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I liked it because I think that the kids, when they feel like they're learning but playing at the same time, I think they get like more motivated.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna give them prizes, I think it's cool. I liked it.
Yeah, and it's always good to get them competitive.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it will be really good to use as a review or a prep for upcoming standardized tests. Yes. It seems fairly straightforward. Yes, in cross-curricular, and it will definitely motivate students. And it also, if they get benchmark tested, they can, if they are prepping like for benchmark, you can use them at certain points in the semester for those benchmarks. So yes, it can be useful. So now that we've seen Premia Quiz, how it works and how can we manage it, let's see what the challenge is for today. So for today's challenge, create a Premia Quiz with 2 topics that are part of your curriculum, or I know that because it's English, math, and science, you can choose one of those if your subject is not represented there yet. So you can create a Premia Quiz with the subject that you would like to choose from. Make sure that you include a prize for your students so you can see how the prize is uploaded. Remember that if you're uploading a picture for the prize, the format has to be JPEG. And make sure that when you send it, you include the mock group in the assignment. And if you get a chance, you can participate in others competitions or assignments. So that is today's challenge. So we have a couple of minutes to work on this challenge. I think it's very easy to put together. Yes, well, you just choose the topic and then the questions are randomly generated for your students. While you get ready to participate in to create the challenge, I can access my student account and show you how it looks for a student. Does that work for you guys? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to, okay. So I'm going to log out as a teacher, and I'm going to be here online in case you need me to walk you through the challenge. So logging with your teacher's account, log in with teacher account, and create a Premia quiz competition. So I will give you a couple of minutes. I think maybe 10 minutes to work with this, and then we will recap. From my student account, I have Ms. Gashnik test, and I have that it says completed exams 0 of 2. That means I have 2 attempts to complete this competition. Once I click, time is going to start running, and this question requires a passage, and I know it because there's a big button that says passage. Once I click there, the passage will upload. I can read it, and I have the different possible answers, and I click on the one I think is correct, and it will automatically change. And on the top, it will be letting me know how many I have wrong or right. So here is another passage, and my possible answers, and I can just move from one to the other. As you can see, I am guessing. And I had a 40%. And that's how it works for a student. So Caitlin, can you share with us how do you how was the experience for you of completing the challenge? I have Amy's here, Ross, Miss Hynex. I find it really easy. I like that it randomly generates the questions. Yes, awesome. And Ross, how was the experience for you? Awesome, Alice. I'm gonna refresh. I think my biggest issue was uploading
Sorry,
the price
having trouble finding the mute.
Okay.
It's easy to do.
It's very easy to do. Awesome.
Yeah.
And okay, also we have, it's very easy. Yes, this is very simple and you don't have to be going through that long list of questions and choosing the questions. They're going to be based on the same skills, only that they're not going to be receiving the same question. It's like impossible for the students. Yes, it's almost, yes, impossible for the students to cheat. And it's time measured, but that keeps them on their toes. And we know that when they're doing SATs or they're doing benchmarks or they're doing maps and those kind of tests, they are time measured. And no, the timer cannot be shut off, but maybe we can add that feature. So I will take note on that. No problem, Jennifer, but don't worry, I can give you a call later. I just know that my students tend to panic when a timer is included. Okay, that's fair. Maybe we can add an option of just checking a box that says timer off, and the timer, the competition won't be timed. But you know that for the system to choose a winner, sometimes when they get the same amount of points, it chooses a winner based on the time of completing the test. So maybe that can be considered, but at the same time for them, we can figure it out. Don't worry. But it's good to it's always good to receive your feedback on this kind of features. Does someone else wants to share about their experience building the competition? And thank you, Ross, for your feedback. So I want to talk to you about, it didn't accept my price picture was a JPEG format. Okay, maybe it was too big, or we can check that, because sometimes maybe pictures, high resolution pictures are bigger and it has a limited size, so we can look over it. Okay, so now I want to talk to you, since this is our last week. I want to talk to you guys about what's next. I know some of you may be starting in a week or 2 weeks, and some may not have fully clear instructions of what it's going to happen in the semester, or how things are going to be are going to be managed. But I want to let you know that the Monica is available for you guys to use. It's free, and it's not only for teachers, it's also for students. And you can, the next step will be registering your students in Monica, so I can provide you with usernames and passwords for them. And then it will be about coordinating a, maybe a short presentation for your students to help them understand how to log in the platform and complete or participate in the different sections in the platform. And this can be done virtually. We can set up a Google Meet or a Zoom, whatever tool you use. We can set it up and I can be with you. And I want you to know, you can send me your student assignments and I can register them. So if you have them, as soon as you have them, send them to me so we can start I can start working with the process, because I have a team that will get them registered very quickly. And after the students are registered, and we can coordinate a date for me to be with you and show your students how to manage Monica. After the students have an introduction to Monica, I know there are going to be a lot of questions because they will pay attention, like maybe to how to log in, but maybe you want to give them a forum and they will once again be asking, oh, how do I log in? How does the forum work? Because we know them, we know how they how they manage themselves. So I want you to know that I can be co-teaching with you, assisting you in your virtual classroom. So if on October or maybe on a day on once the school starts, you want them to do an activity in the forum, or you want them to look through a lesson in guides, or you want them to complete an exit ticket in activities, I can be there in your virtual classroom with you and help you and answer their questions and assist you. If we have multiple subjects per students, does each teacher need to send you the list or just one? Okay, so if Ms. Toll, if Amy shares the same students as Yvonne, they only need to be registered once in the system. So yes, so they don't. We just register the students under the school, and then it doesn't matter if Miss Yvonne creates a group with the same students as you, because they are there to, like in a big pool, and you get to choose and pick from to create the groups. Yes. So maybe the different ways this can work is maybe as a team. If you are in the same school, maybe as a team and you share the same students, you can create, coordinate the list and send it to me. And so I can have them to get started on that. And, or you can just individually send me the students. I can send you an email with the format for the list so you can fill the registration form. Okay, if your roster is constantly changing, because that happens, we have processes for that. If you have a new student, you just send me the new student information. I will get them registered instantly. If you have a student that left and is not going to be taking your class anymore, you just go to groups and edit the group and just unselect the student. If you want to, I can show you how to manage a group once a student is not participating in your class anymore. So each time you get a new student, you send me the information. I will get them registered quickly. So if I have a student that left and is not going to be participating in my class anymore, I just click on groups. And here, I have a group and I can just click on the edit group in the diagonal pencil. Yes, we can check to see if a student was added last year before creating another new student user account. Yes. So if you have a student that is repeating the term, it's all about me checking in the system, and I will send you their username and password if they're already registered. So in this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe like going with Ms. Heine's question. I have a new student come in at mid-year, and Brandy already registered the student in the platform. What is my next step? I just go to groups, I click on edit. Remember that editing is a diagonal pencil, and I will look for my student in the roster or in the list, and I'll just click on the student name. And if I have a student that left, I'll just click next to the student name on the X, and that will take my student off of the list. So this serves for adding students once they are registered, and to just delete a student from the group once they are being transferred, or they maybe now they're going to be registered on another grade, to work with those fluctuations of the student population. Do we have to re-register them per grade? Okay, so if you have students that were registered last year, and you will have now the same students, but they are in a different grade, you just let me know the list of the students that are going to be in the new grade, and it's all about me or the team assigning them the new grade, and if they're already registered, it's just about changing the grade. And if you just want to have all your students uploaded regarding the grade, don't worry, we just register them, and I will tell you, okay, Amy, all your students are registered under this category of grade, and you will find them all there, and then you can create the groups. And when you create the group, where you assign a name to the group, you just put the name that fits better to identify them, either by period or by grade, or because as you can see here, all my students are registered under unique. So maybe I have students from different grades here, and I have them together under the same group because they're all working towards the same subject. I hope that answered your question, Amy. Someone has another question? You're very welcome. I will send you an email with the next steps, and I'm going to keep following up with you guys so we can start coordinating and get this thing running. Okay, awesome. So let's see what we have next so we can start closing on for today. So here we have, remember that we have a raffle for those that participated in last week's survey. And those that participated in the survey but have already won, your name is not included in the wheel, so we can give other people a chance. So this week for the survey, we have a 25. Yes, Jennifer, no 2 times winning here. So for the raffle, we have a $25 Amazon gift card that I know can come in handy now that we are doing a lot of online shopping. And for last week's raffle winner is Caitlin. So Caitlin, congratulations on winning the $25 Amazon gift card. And even though this is our last week, we have one more raffle to go. So don't lose your hopes, because you still have you'll still receive this week's survey, and next week I will send you an email announcing week 6 survey raffle winner. Okay, so we still have hope. Now, we had today earlier a hat walk, and the hat walk winner will get a 31 bag sponsor with a journal sponsored by Michelle. And for all of those of you that also wore a hat, Michelle will send you a little something. But for the hat day winner, and I guess that person is kind of running on luck today, because our judge Michelle shows Caitlin as the winner for the hat day with her hat, her blue hat, her calamari hat. So I think calamari brought her luck today. So Kate, you get the $25 Amazon gift card, and you also get the 21 bag. The squid, yes. Yeah, I think it was the squid that gave you luck today. But we still have our big prize for participating in the Summer Academy. Later on the week and next week, I will be sending you guys more details about the big prize of the trip to Puerto Rico for next spring break. Crossing fingers that the world is still together for next year's spring break. Can we all win the trip? I'll need to see if I get more sponsors so we can have more people come in the trip. Yes, I agree. We all win the trip. Let's all win the trip. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens, because all of you have done an amazing job, and you have given us from your time, especially in the summer. And I really hope that you guys have taken a lot of information that can you put into work, and that we can continue collaborating. And guys, remember that you have my phone number, or that you can email me, and we can continue collaborating, because this academy is just the beginning. It was just an introduction of the essentials of Monica, and the things that I feel that can give you a head start in the semester. So all now that it's left is uh, for you guys to start using Monica with your students, and giving us the chance to do better, and to help you in the process. So remember, make sure that you participate in the survey. I will be announcing week 6 survey winner. Once again, thank you guys for your time. And remember, if you have any additional questions, you can just feel free to give me a call or an email. Thank you guys, and have an amazing weekend.